I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
I've been sad doing this.
I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Somebody getting honored, somebody getting a statue, right? What's my favorite song? Shout out to Ella Iverson. All right, y'all. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We are excited about this show today. Got my boy Tomo here. You know, my man Tomo looking clean today, man. You know, nice background. I see you got the Wizards and the Dallas Cowboys blended together in one. I mean, what's up, man? How you doing? How was your weekend?
I'm doing good, but you see, I had to go with the old logos. I had to go back to when they was good for both teams. Y'all noticed that, right? I can't really do too much of the present because they was bringing me down. But also, if y'all notice, if you peep the background a little bit, I had to go to Office Depot and be like, look, I got to put some bulletin board material because if you know with the Cowboys, that's all you get is bulletin board material. And with Jordan Poole and these Wizards, nothing but bulletin board materials. Like either I'm fighting back or it's just me fighting back at this point, man. Joe said it. You got to give up, Tom. Stop trying to defend him. I'm fighting for my life.
What do you want from me?
Man, that's exactly how I felt, though.
I didn't even notice that you had the old school logos. That's funny.
Yeah, gotta go back to when they was winning.
That's funny, right? Hey, shout out to Larry Hughes. You were my guy with the Wizards when you were there. You were my guy. All right. So listen, y'all, we got a good show for y'all today. We got some good topics. We got to talk about, you know, the Celtics. Will they be the champs or someone else? The field, right? We got to talk about Popovich. We know as of lately, you know, the Spurs won a couple of games, but what? I mean, they're doing worse this year than they did last year, and they have Wemby. So should Pop be on the hot seat starting next year? We also got to talk about, you know, number one seed in the West. There's a lot going on. So three, you know, Nuggets, Timberwolves, OKC, they playing musical chairs at the number one spot. And the Clippers saying right there also. So who gonna finish number one in the West? And lastly, we gonna honor Ella Iverson, Tomo's guy. I know Tomo was excited about this topic.
Yes,
so we're gonna show some love to Ella Iverson. He's actually getting a statue, a sculpture made of him outside of the 76ers arena. So we gotta show him some love. But make sure y'all like this video, right? We are streaming this on 3 platforms: X, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe on all 3 platforms. Hit the notification button so you can be notified when we put a new episode. And share this video with you know personally, right? Because you can be involved and someone else you know could be involved by being in that comment section. We can see all the comments. Yeah, we'll be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to Teddy. I know he's here early because we're talking about the Celtics first. You know, he's here early. All right. So shout out to Teddy being the first comment, but usually we can see all the comments that we'll be putting out throughout the show. All right. And hit that $ on the right, on the bottom right. And guess what? You can throw in the super chat. And you throw in a super chat, we're going to pause the show, stop what we're doing, hit you with the hold up sound. And we're going to put your comment on the screen and we're going to read it word from word and give you the floor because we do appreciate all the donations and the gifts.
Donations. Gifts.
It always set me up. They always set me up, man.
All right, and Tomo, obviously, I know you were way ahead of me, all right? But I'm going to join you. Dave not here, right? He's gonna be here tomorrow most likely. But we gotta turn up one time for my boy Dave. Go ahead, Tombo.
Back to Money Mondays, as Dave would say. So
Turn me up, 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 up.
hold on, Joe. Before you pass the ball,
Okay.
how you doing though? You asked me how I was doing. How you doing? Yeah,
I'm great, man. Weekend was good. You know, spending a lot of time with the family. But I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to dive into these topics, man. I mean, like I said, I think we gonna have a great show today. You know, we ain't the dummy bros, but I don't know who we are. But we ain't the dumb. We can't live up to that hype. You know. Oh, by the way, they probably out because he had that flu week. Not a flu game. He had a flu week.
he did though. He did though.
So shout out to Dave.
This is a day well deserved, man. You need some rest.
Yes.
I know you at work, but you still need some rest, man.
I know you at work. You need some rest. All right. Last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tombo, floor is yours.
And we're gonna come up with something, man. We gotta come up with something like the NFC East boys. I don't know. Maybe something there, but we gotta talk about we gotta talk about this Boston situation. And I was driving past I was driving around the other day and I was like, man, whatever happened to Boston market? And then Joe was like, hey, let's talk about, are we gonna take the Celtics versus the field? And I was like, well, technically the East is Boston's market.
Wow.
Now right after they just blown out the Warriors, they had everybody on the sideline looking like, man. And that's also why Teddy here early, because he had nothing but time. After you being up like 50 points, you could just travel all Sunday. You ain't got nothing but time. You knew the Warriors weren't coming back, and Draymond calling people out. Another funny thing about Refuse to Lose. That's why we tell y'all to subscribe and listen to these shows. We just talked about, do the Warriors miss? Do they regret trading Jordan Poole? And then boom. The Warriors looking like the Wizards out there, but that's another story for another day. With the way the East is shaping up and the way the West is shaping up, who are you taking, the Celtics or the field to win the championship?
All right, Tombo, you know what's funny? You know, like anybody who watches the show, we made our picks on who gonna win the West, who gonna win the East, right? And I picked the West, picked the Clippers, and the East at the time, I picked the Celtics. But then when I picked them, it was more so like, you know, like, I mean, like, who else am I pick? You know, like, I mean, of course they're gonna win the East. They have nobody that's gonna challenge them really. And then remember the Miami Heat traded for Terry Rozier, and that was that one. And I was like, man, Miami Heat gonna get to the finals, all right? And then Tomo, I think the biggest X factor for the Celtics, I said this when Teddy was on, was that it's Tatum. All right, we know Tatum's a big X factor. Tatum is the one who didn't live up to expectations against the Warriors. Tatum is the one who didn't live up against expectations the first 3 games against Miami Heat, right? So going to this year, I wasn't really confident. And then, Tomo, I watched the Malika Andrews interview on ESPN. And I saw this interview before Teddy got on. But I wanted to wait until I was going to do a top 5. I'm picking the Celtics. I'm picking the Celtics to win the whole thing this year. I think they're ready, man. I think this is the year. And in that interview, right, I found out that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum worked out for the first time in their career this summer. First time they worked out together. That's major right there. First time they worked out this summer. She also asked Tatum, who's the best player in the world? You know what he said? He said, I feel like it's me. She said,
okay.
I asked you the same question last year, and you said Giannis. What's different? And he's like, man, I respect those guys, but every time I step on the floor, I feel like I'm the best player. And I was like, yo, that's the confidence you need. And I said this before, I think getting rid of Marcus Smart, it opened up the door for Tatum to be a vocal leader, not just to let me show you on the court leader, a vocal leader. And anything I like, Tomo, when you are in the leadership role and you're that vocal leader, you're held more accountable to live out to what you say. That's just how it is. People like, man, my leadership, I show it on the court or I show it on the field. That's true, but like when you're speaking that, when you're telling everybody else to do something and you're not doing it, that's like, okay, bro, what's going on? So I think this is forcing him to be that leader, and I think they're ready. And here's some evidence that they're ready, and I'm gonna pass it to you. All right. The 2008 Celtics, Dave, shout out to Dave Schefter, all right, Doge. He posted this in the chat. the 2008 Celtics versus the 2024 Celtics in their first 60 games. Not include the game when they blew out the Warriors, by the way, right? Yeah, they didn't even include. That happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
So this ain't even including that. All right. They both were 48-12. All right. 08 Celtics first in defensive rating. This year Celtics second in defensive rating. The 08 Celtics net rating plus 10.5. The net rating for the Celtics today plus 11.6. Right. The point the say it for
Point differential.
Differential. There you go. All right. Point differential. All right. 08 Celtics 10 points. This year Celtics 11.4. The 2024 Celtics have the fourth best net rating and fifth best point differential in NBA history. So I think this year, man, they're ready.
I mean, the interview alone says a lot. There you go. You've been teammates, and it also kind of opened up a window to where everyone was saying about they don't like each other. Not saying they really don't like each other, but they play like they don't like each other. And as you can see with one of these logos, I dealt with that situation before where you got a point guard and a shooting guard who everyone was like, are they really friends? But the way they play on the court at times make it seem like they're not friends. Tatum stepping up and saying, one, I want to be the face of the league. One, I am the best player in the league right now, says a lot. Maybe he was talking to LeBron over the weekend, you know, when LeBron was trying to clean up his Bronny statements about saying, why y'all pressing my son to come to the league? So maybe he talked to Tatum a little bit and said, hey, man, if you get to the lane, nobody can stop you. You got the shot. You got the teammates. Boom. Your coach is doing well. You seen the clip about Joe Mazzulla. I told y'all what Kentucky and them said about Joe. But J-Mo, you added to it. Porzingis, that opened up another lane to somebody who can get you 20. Like Marcus Smart was that grit player. He was a leader. And he also was that guy that would go out there and like go get a foul here and there. But when it's come down to nitty gritty, and both Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum couldn't score, Smart wasn't gonna get you 20 the way Porzingis can get you 20. Porzingis can get you 20 with some blocks. He's just a difference maker. So that right there opened up the floor a little bit more. Drew Holiday with his defense coming from a team where it's nothing but, well, I wouldn't say nothing but defense because we see what the Bucks going through right now, but coming from a team where he played with one of the best players in the world, that also probably is what helped change his mind too. Drew Holiday came over there and was like, I seen how Giannis work, and I seen how you work. I think you better. That probably was like, oh, battery in the back. I wouldn't say Smart is overrated, but he probably is overrated towards the media. But at the end of the day, everything you said, Joe, is right about the Celtics. One thing I'm not going to agree with you with is them. I'm taking the field. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Words say a lot. And again, with these logos in the background, you already know what team I'm going to allude to. You can tell me all you want about how you want to win a championship or how you going to get there and play different. But until I see it, I can't just jump on the bandwagon no more. I'm sorry. It's happened too many times. And a famous quote is killer be captured. And my quarterback don't kill anything when it comes to the playoffs. So, hey, Tatum, I want y'all to win it all. I'm rooting for y'all to win it all. But I got to take the field because you still got the Nuggets. You think they're going to be better than the Nuggets when it comes to the finals? I mean, I can see them taking the Timberwolves or maybe OKC or maybe who else we got out here? Probably the Clippers. That might be a tougher one, but you still got to look at the field. The Nuggets are balling right now. Boston, out of the last 11 games, you know, they've been outscoring, been winning by an average of 22 points. That says a lot about where this team has gone since the All-Star break. And the 250-point wins, come on now. They doing their thing. But I need to see it in the actual playoffs. Sorry. Teddy, you as a Boston fan, you know it. This regular season and how y'all killing people at home is cool, but I seen it before. When they're at home. You understand?
I'm not mad at that. You know, I mean, like I said, they got to prove it.
Sorry. It's 350-point wins. My bad. I'm sorry. Correct.
And then the regular season, for real, like the regular season is not going to tell the story for the playoff, like you said, right? The good thing about the regular season and them having this great regular season it's after they had these new additions, how they click so fast. You know what I mean? How they fit into the mix. Yeah, they how they fit right into the mix. Like Porzingis is perfectly fit in the lineup. So is Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday being a versatile guard. And you talk about JB, how you said that people feel like they didn't like each other. Tatum he initiated it too. He decided to work out with JB for the first time after JB get the master contract. So it wasn't no like jealousy or like no like hatred and like that. It was more so like, come on. And then remember he came out and said, I want a report. He didn't come out. The report came out and said this. He didn't go in the mic and say, yeah. A report came out and said that he wanted Jaylen Brown to win MVP the All-Star game. Remember? They came out.
Yeah.
So that just shows like, okay, this dude about the team. So, like, listen, if they upset me again, it is what it is. It ain't my team. But I feel like this year is different for the Celtics because that vocal leader is now Jason Tatum. He's stepping up to be that vocal leader. And last thing he said was in that interview, we got guys who know their role and know their timing in the NBA. They know their timing. You got guys like Jrue Holiday, You got guys like Porzingis, who's been hanging around the league for a while, never really competed for a championship. And then he also, him and Jaylen Brown just got better, and Derek White. They always just got better. So, and you see it. And Mazzulla got better as a coach.
I was gonna say, yeah, you gotta add to that too.
So we'll see. Playoff time, that's what money time.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Like Boston, like I said, y'all see the title. It's Boston's market. Like it's up to them to win or lose. But that will be interesting to see Joe live from the parade.
You know what? If y'all win, Teddy, I'm going with you, bro. I'm going with you. I ain't winning a jersey though. Right now.
I just want y'all to know now on Refuse to Lose, that will be a members only content because there will be a lot of curse words in that one. He's gonna be turned up.
Well, remember to have it last time he was turned up in the chat. I mean, Teddy was at another level.
Man. Well, let's tell them about some of these shows we got on the network, Joe.
Let's get it. All right. So speaking of Teddy, we have multiple shows, y'all. Refuse to Lose the network is not a show. I mean, it is, but it's a network. All right. So first show we got is BWT Baseball with Teddy. All your baseball content goes through Baseball with Teddy. All right. His last episode was with Jovan, Carl, and Dave. Dave, like I said, on flu week, he was on every show. All right. Make sure you go check out that episode. I'm pretty sure Teddy gonna update us right here, but I'm pretty sure a new episode will be coming out this week. So stay tuned. Teddy gonna be updating us soon. All right. That's one thing about these chats. You get live updates on the next episode.
Man.
Next show, we got CTC, College Talking College. All your college content, for college football, college basketball, goes through CTC. He put out an episode yesterday morning. All right, so make sure y'all go and check that out. All right, he talked about the conference winners and stuff like that. And then I'm pretty sure the episode is coming out maybe today or early tomorrow because they're going to do the polls. And he always gives his reaction on the rankings. All right. So make sure y'all tune in to CTC, College Talking College. And there you go. Like I said, live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you got to check that out. Right. Shout out to man Carter. We got the Bulls tonight. Let's get it. All right. So next we got FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. March 13 is approaching, Tomo. It's approaching. NFL free agency is going to get crazy. Remember the last time we had a free agency episode?
Yeah,
I'm crazy,
happy.
Right?
I'm happy for you, Joe. I ain't got too much to celebrate.
Oh, I got what $100 million, $100 million. Gotta get on the cap. Okay, we got $100 million in the cap. But anyways, I'm at Coach Coombs right now in Disney. I mean, I ain't talking about Orlando Magic, but he in Disney. And he will be having an episode coming soon. I'm going to reach out to him, get an update by tomorrow episode. All right. So make sure you guys stay tuned for Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, FFC. We got In the Red Corner with Fast Camp Tony, Ricky, and Ty. All right. And it sounds like some new edition, right? New edition stuff. Tony, Ricky, and Ty. So listen, y'all. Every other Sunday, they go live at 7 p.m. They did an episode, not yesterday, but the Sunday before last. Davey Dollars was on that also. And by the way, Davey Dollars was on CTC, and Davey Dollars was also, I mentioned BWT already. So make sure y'all tune in the Red Corner this Sunday coming up. One thing about this show, they don't really talk about only the mainstream fights. they talk about mostly all the fights that goes on, like stuff you see on the undercard and stuff like that. So you a true boxing fan, you want to tune into these guys, they know what they talking about. Then we got RBO, Real Ballers Only with Vaughn, with NBA topics, all right? He told us live on the show with a super chat. He was like, listen, y'all, no RBO today on Friday, but we back Monday at 12 noon. So make sure y'all check out RBO today at 12 noon Eastern time. But every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time, you will get an episode of RBO. All right, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Then we got Dave's Doghouse. Like I said, he's not here right now, but he's coming out with a new episode this week. His last episode was last Thursday, and he did it with his brother Tony. It was a great episode, very entertaining. I was locked in the whole time. Make sure y'all tune into the episode. And this is basically if you are not doing your job in the sports world, basically, you're not doing your job well, you get put in the doghouse, no matter who you are. You could be a coach, analyst, you could be a player, you could be anything, right? You could be the scorekeeper. I don't care, all right? You could be anybody. You could be the shot clock guy. I don't know. All right, he'll throw you in the doghouse if you're not doing your job. But if you are doing your job and you do your job great, you're great at your job, he'll put you in the yard as a dog. So make sure you got to check in the Dave's Doghouse this week. And last but not least, you got Kings Talk. Now, it's for Sacramento Kings fans. And if you just like basketball, listen, y'all probably like, Joe, you ain't go live last 3 games. We switching things up, baby. All right? The Kings played too late, y'all. I'm be honest with y'all. It's getting wild. It's getting crazy, all right? So, look, this is what we're going to do. Instead of going live after every game, we're going to just give y'all vids of Kings topic. Now, when we hit, like, pre-recorded videos, now when we hit the playoffs, then we would go live after every single game, all right? So make sure you guys stay tuned to that. An episode will be out for Kings Talk tomorrow morning, all right? So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And, Tomo, back to you. That's all the shows, y'all. Let's get it.
Man, I like to switch up there because I was wondering how you was gonna manage, man. That West time is different, man. And I don't even honestly. The good thing about living out west is probably during football season. You get football first thing in the morning, then you got the rest of the day to yourself.
Facts.
That's probably why their fan base is always so calm at times because they like, bro, by 5 o'clock, I'm cool. Like I done got the loss out the way. Like I'm ready to enjoy. Meanwhile, on the East Coast. We gotta wait till the next morning to be like, here we go again. So look, shout out to the Kings.
But look, Carly gonna feel it. He gonna realize the late schedule today. Matter of fact, they're on the road trip.
Yeah, nah, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Now that's the only good thing about when your team is bad. You like, you know what they play out west? I'm going to bed, man. And then you wake up and find out they go into overtime with the Lakers. Like, come on, man. Y'all just don't know what to do with yourselves. Let's take the trip out to the West, man. We got to talk about it. The number 1 seed, Joe, last year, around this time, man, y'all was in the fight for this seed. Technically, if somebody tanks, you still are in the fight for this number 1 seed. Depending upon how it shakes up, it is a little shaky. So right now, I'm going to read the top 4. OKC, Timberwolves, Denver Nuggets, Clippers. Who will get the number 1 seed in the West? And I know a while back I said I think I picked the Timberwolves because of what RBO Vaughn had told me about, you know, the big 2 now bottom finding a way to find their footing with Ant doing his thing. And there's a clip out there too about how Melo approached what Ant was talking about this is his moment and he needs to embrace that moment, kind of like how Tatum is trying to do. Like, bro, the league could be yours if you just want it. But that's another story for another day. Oh, man. I know the easy pick is the Nuggets. The easy pick would be the Nuggets and how they creeping up on people and how they play basketball. The fact that they're not the fastest team in the league, but they find ways to get to their shots. They find ways that if you don't get the rebound, Jokic can throw the ball, I would say down the field because he looked like a quarterback at times the way you just throw them full court passes and it's an easy dunk for Gordon. If Jamal Murray is in that 1-2 punch, that's the easy pick. But I don't want to take the easy route. So I'm going to say something very far left field.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with Ty Lue and the Clippers.
Oh, you threw me off with that one. I ain't going to lie. Go ahead.
I know Russ with the fractured hand may be a little shaky, but at times the way this team is playing, you can't sleep on them. Like I know the back and forth between the Lakers and the Clippers was a thing, but right now we talked about the James Harden trade being a bad trade. It's looking real good. And also one person that we always discount, but we really don't want to talk about when we talk about coaches. I mean, but not discount. Because people, when you bring them up, they be like, oh, man, I forgot all about him, is Ty Lue. He finds a way to make superstars play within the system. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. And you got all four of these guys to accept their roles. And you even got Norman Powell, who could just be in the cut randomly and hit a big three. And it's like, oh, all right. You got your boy, Mr. New Balance himself, playing more than 25 games. I'm gonna say 30. I'm not gonna slight him like that. Then you got Paul George coming off the injury, but he knows his role in the offense. Harden knows his role in the offense. So if the Nuggets slip up somewhere, somehow, the Clippers could get this 1 seed, man. Y'all gonna kill me, but I'm gonna go with the Clippers.
No, it's a good one. I did not expect you to do that, Tomo. You threw me off. I didn't even like, dang. Woo. All right. I'm gonna go with OKC. Yeah, I'm gonna go with OKC. And here's the reason why. I think it's gonna come. First of all, the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, he's dealing with a minor ankle injury. He's playing through it though. All right. The Wolves are also on a 2-game losing streak. By the way, Timberwolves got 6 home losses of the year. 2 of those are by the Kings. So that's the Timberwolves. They're kind of like they've been struggling lately. The Clippers, that's not a bad one. I'm cool. I think any one of these 4 could be good. The Nuggets, it could be good. The Nuggets, I feel like the Nuggets at the point, and the Clippers are like more so like they're more of the veteran teams, and they're more so like let's get into the playoffs healthy. You see Paul George missing games right now, right, and all that stuff, right? Jamal Murray just got back for real, and Caldwell Pope, but their mindset is more so probably let's get in there healthy. I think OKC is really trying to get this number 1 seed. All right, for multiple reasons. Number 1, all right, SGA is going for something called MVP, and SGA wants his MVP. So SGA, the best case for him to win MVP over Jokic, he has to catch that number 1 seed.
That's true.
And one thing about SGA, he's a closer. That's why OKC is winning a lot of these games. All right, like I don't want to make the comparison. I think SGA is better than Fox offensively. Like you look at last year, I feel like one of the reasons why we were the 3rd seed, Tomo, because Fox won a lot of games for us late in the game. Like he just took over, and
Mr.
that's
Clutch,
what SGA,
right?
huh?
Mr. Clutch, right?
Mr. Clutch, there you go, and that's how SGA is. Now I'm not saying he's Mr. Clutch. He don't lead the league in clutch points, but when the game is about to get out of hand, SGA just put the ball in his hand and he take.
Hold on.
Got an update.
I know Davey Schefter is out, but they say the Buccaneers and Mike Evans have agreed to terms on a 2-year, $52 million contract to keep him in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
So he's staying with the Bucks, man. I know it's the NBA topic, but I seen it and I was like, am I reading this right? So I just wanted to share that.
Wow.
So he's staying.
Let's get it.
Here we go. Every time we do a morning show, there you go. As soon as we do a show. Look.
Okay.
Y'all got our live reaction right now. Boom.
Okay. All right. Damn, that's good. Good for the Bucks though. He brought out with Baker. That means they definitely gonna pay Baker if he's staying. So that's what it looked like. All right. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Shout out to Mark for being his man back on R2L first started.
Hey Carl, man. I'm sorry, I had to report the news, man.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think OKC will get it. AJ going for MVP right now. When I watched them play, like last night against the Suns, like whenever the Suns made a run, AJ just took over. He's unguardable. All right, so that's that. And so yeah, like I said, he's going for number 1 seed, and then the evidence is there. 9 straight 30-point games. The man trying to get MVP. We down the stretch right now. He's trying to get MVP. That's one of the statistics he has is the most 30-point games, right? So I think that OKC will catch the number 1 seed. Now I think the Nuggets might get that number 2 seed though. But Clippers, that's a sneaky one right there. They just beat Minnesota yesterday.
Yeah, and J-Mo right. It is all on Cat. So we gonna see, man.
The thing about Cat, he always in foul trouble. When we played on Tomo, I didn't even realize he was playing for a long. Anthony Edwards went to the locker room because he had a baby. His girl had a baby, and I didn't even know Cat was playing.
See, the only thing Cat switch up is his voice. That's what some people would say. But look, I know we got some breaking news. Before we go into the chats right quick, let's Actually, we could talk about the chats a little bit because we just shared the breaking news, and we could talk about how we feel about the Mike Evans thing before we go into the next topic. But let's talk about these Instagram chats, man. As y'all can see, live on air, even when Davey Schefter, doing his thing, we still got to report the news. All these chats are on Instagram, and I'm trying to bring up my banner because I want y'all to know that you gotta be a member to join these IG chats. You know what I mean? So the chats that we have to offer is NBA/WNBA. We got the NFL. We got MLB, college sports, basketball, football. And when it comes to basketball, we do both men's and women's. We don't discriminate. We got the combat chat that's spearheaded more so by boxing, but we talk about wrestling as well and a little bit of UFC. Hey, Fast Camp, don't kill me. But we got to talk about a little bit of UFC. So with these chats, again, we talk about sports, we get updates, but it's also a little bit of debate. So, it's iron sharpen iron within these chats. So if you want to come in here, iron sharpens iron. I know the TikTok that goes around about the DMV area where y'all be like, earn. But anyway, if you want to sharpen your sports skills and you think you know a lot about sports, when you get into these chats, I'm telling you, you're going to be a statistician by the time you leave here. And if you ain't a statistician, you better make sure whatever your hypothesis is, you got something solid to back it. Kev's watch.
Let's get it.
Now we're going to tell you about these. Now I told you about these chats, but again, you got to become a member. So you click the link in the description. And I'm going to tell you about these membership tiers because we got 3. We got the pro level, all-star level, and superstar level. The pro level for $2.99 a month, you get loyalty badges next to your name in the comments and live chats as you can see throughout the show. We've been popping up random comments here and there, and that loyalty badge is right there. It may look a little funny. Well, it don't look funny to y'all because y'all on YouTube. Y'all can see it. YouTube, Facebook, and X. So y'all can see it. So it looks funny to us, though. Hey, Stream, talk about that. We got priority comments. That's, again, a pro level for $2.99 that I'm speaking of, and you get to join one of the chats that I just listed off. That's one chat for $2.99 a month. No inflation rates over here. It's been $2.99 since the start. Click the link, become a member, join the chat. Now, if you want to jump it up, you go to the all-star level for $4.99 a month, and you get the same perks from the pro level, but you get a little bit more perks at the all-star level. You get member-only videos. That's where the parental advisory warning is not even on the show anymore. We letting y'all know, like, hey, you give it up over here. We actually got extra bonus content. You may see a Still in the Raven fan sit down and discuss all the NFL teams while throwing shots at each other. You may get a live action recap from a Patriots and Eagles game. You never know what's going to happen on the members only content. Right. So boom, you get to join multiple chats too. So now you're not just in one chat. You get to join multiple, and you get to request a topic or a segment nominee. And when you say segments, what's that? Dave's Doghouse, Not So Average Top 5, and Your Done Son, which is most recently brought the Your Done Son back. So I'm gonna need y'all to become an all-star so I can get some more Your Done Sons. And I'm not doing it's all sports related. Do not send me a Your Done Son for your baby mom. I can't do that on here. All right. That might be a members only episode, but I can't do it on the show. All right. Now you jump it up to the superstar level, you get the all-star perks and the pro perks, but for $9.99, you get to join the R2L chat. You get to be a guest on the show. That means you can come on here and test your sports knowledge. If you don't like something that we said up here, you become a superstar. You can come on here and challenge us. We got a few people that come on here periodically, like DeVore and called out he done called out Dave a few times, but I'm just saying that's how you get to be a guest on the show. Then you also get awards and plaques, but that's based upon the episode that you do. So we let the numbers do the talking. So if you come on here and you're entertaining and the numbers go, you get awards and you get a plaque for that episode. Mm-hmm. And we get the member shout outs. So shout out to all of our members. We got Tone, FFC Coach, BWT Teddy. We got Big O, Cardo. We got Donnell. And then, of course, you got the big 3, Joe, Dave, and myself. And we're going to say you because we want you to become a member so you can come on the show. And if you got a little stage fright, still be a member. You can get at us in the chats. But Joe, I went through all that after they clicked the link in the description. Quickly, Mike Evans staying. How you feel, man?
I like it. I like the move. My thing was, are they going to pay him? Like Mike Evans, obviously he wants to stay. Him and Baker Mayfield build a first of all, he's been with the Bucs his whole career, and then being in the NFL, when you a lot of players when they leave in their later years, they normally go down. They don't normally go up. That's just how it's been. Look at D-Hop, look at Julio, look at all these, like most of these guys. All right. So staying is the best situation. And him and Baker built that rapport. My only question was, where the Buccaneers going to pay him top dollars and pay Baker Mayfield. But seemed like that's going to happen. So I thought this was the best case scenario for him to get his money because people keep saying the Chiefs were not going to pay him top dollars. Come on, yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I'm happy for him, and it's well deserved. Never had less than 1,000 yards, and he had one of his best years last year. So, yeah, I love the move for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I like to move and talk about loyalty in today's sports, man. Somebody that's just standing around and be like, look, one, I ain't got to pay no state taxes. Two, I got a house here already. I've been here most of my career. I got my ring already. Remember, that's one of the things I said when I thought about the Texans. Like, he got his ring already, so technically he doesn't have to go anywhere. He don't have anything to prove. 2 years, 52 mil, 35 million guaranteed. Hey, I'm cool here too. Like, some people can say it's complacency, but again, I have my ring, so it ain't nothing I need to chase anymore.
Maybe he wanted to go to Houston, and then that report came out and said Houston is not going to pursue him. Remember?
That probably is it. His agent probably got the call.
And now it's come out a couple of days later. Come on, like he probably want to go to Houston.
Or the agent did what agents do: call Houston. Now it made the Bucks ramp it up because he could have still went to free agency. The Bucks was like, hey, don't worry about that. Just stay here. Don't even worry about it.
This is the time to keep your guys, right? So
yeah.
maybe Kirk might get one too. So we'll see. Either my Kirk open and go back to Washington. Come on, bro. Let's move on.
Come on, man. Why not?
You like that?
Oh man, I was about to say nah, but yeah, you like that. But anyway, let's talk about another team in Texas.
That's what you look like.
At this rate, right? All that guaranteed money and no actual success. But anyway, we're talking about the Spurs, man. We're gonna talk about the Spur of the moment or Spur at the moment. That's Pop.
At the moment.
So Pop already was contemplating retirement before they found out they could get Wemby, quote unquote. We all know what probably happened there. But if you want to go to Draftgate, you can go down that rabbit hole on another episode. So they end up getting Wemby, and they're like, okay, we're going to give it a year. This year's not looking too good. The Spurs are currently 13-48. They still in the neighborhood with the Wizards and the Pistons, but they got an alien on their team. Joe, should Pop be in the hot seat next year?
All right. So for those who's not part of the chat, you need to be a part of the chat. We had a lengthy conversation about this in the chat. All right. And I was in the chat like, man, it's basically saying like if they look like they tanking next year, Pop gotta go. I'm sorry. Maybe he lost, he's not related to the players. Pop is probably, if not, he's probably the oldest coach in the league, coaching in probably the youngest team in the league. All right. So that, you gotta be relatable at some point. A lot of things Pop has done this year. I didn't like Tomo. Like, I don't like the minute restriction on Wemby, averaging 28 minutes a game. The first game of the season, the Mavericks, you play the Mavericks, and it went down to basically the last possession. And Wemby plays the last minute. He's the only player that played less than 30 minutes in the start lineup. And I think he only played 22 minutes the whole game. His first game in the NBA. So, like, stuff like that. You playing the Clippers, the crowd booing Kawhi at the free throw line. Mid free throw, you grab the microphone and tell the fans to start booing. What kind of stuff is that? First of all, I'll put my money to boo this man. Forget that. Like, I'll wait years to come here to boo this man. And
I'm gonna boo you now.
They did though. They started booing. I think I couldn't believe he did that. The Spurs had a better record last year than they do this year, and they got Wemby. I mean, they were more competitive last year, Tomo. So, but I'm gonna say no. Let's throw you left field, and let me tell you why. All right. So, this topic came up, and I'm like, all right, let me do some research, and I started listening to, a lot of Pop interviews and stuff like that. And one thing that he said that stood out to me early this season, he said that it's not about X's and O's. It's about figuring out Wemby and making him comfortable. So this is basically an experiment year. Like, let's not try to mold him to something. Let's see what he got, and then we're going to work around. We're going to mold that. Let's see what he made of. right? I'm not sure if you remember when they played OKC in the preseason, when it was him and Chet, or was it preseason, or was it? It was a preseason or was a summer league. It was one. I think it was summer league, and it was him
I
against
think
Chet.
it was summer league. I think it was
Summer
summer
league.
league. I think
And
so.
he said he ran one play for Wemby the whole game. And then he said basically it's not about that, you know? So I think that's what he's doing right now. And also on the side, I think he's tanking. Right. But and then I had to do some numbers, right? Look at this, Tomo. First of all, so Wemby plays the fourth most minutes on his team, which I'm like, okay, all right. But usage rate. Number 2, Vassell, 23%. Number 1, Wemby, 30.9. So he getting his touches, right? He's getting the touches when he's in the game, you know. So that's good. And lastly, I want to give us some numbers. The man Wemby, this is why I'm so frustrated with the yeah, I get it, Javon. Like nobody's saying play on 40 minutes a game, but can a man play at least 4 minutes, 28 minutes a game? It's a bitch player. I think Malik Monk played 28 minutes a game. So this is why I'm frustrated, because I felt like Wemby could have went down probably the best rookie season in NBA history. But his minute restriction is messing him up. Wemby, the fewest minutes per game by a player who averages 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in a season. Wemby has the least amount of minutes, which is 28.7. The second lowest by not just rookie, we talking about players, period, that done this. The second lowest minutes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 36.8. 1976. David Robinson, 36.8, 1995. Come on, man. So imagine if Wemby played 30 minutes. Like, come on now, 32 minutes. What would he be averaging? He might be averaging 25, 12, 4 blocks as a rookie. Bruh, come on now. So, but I don't think he should be on a hot seat, because he made it clear as day, like, this is basically an experiment year, basically. Now, you know what? I will say, I'm going to stick to this. If next year they look like they tanking, then he should be on a hot seat. But not going into next season, he shouldn't be on a hot seat, though.
We agree on that one, because, again, he was already contemplating retirement. Then the league was like, hey, Pop, we can't have you do that. So they gave him Wemby. You give me one of the tallest, you don't even know what this kid is. You give me one of those type of players, because I don't want to keep calling them an alien. So I'm just like, generational talent. You give me a generational player who could probably change the league, you got to at least give me 1 year to figure this out. You know, even when you're trying to get a license, you got to get your learners first. Then you get your provisionals. Then you get take the driving test to see if you actually can be a driver. So that's maybe almost accomplished maybe 2 to 3 years. So you need that. So Pop being on the hot seat this year, no. Pop being on a hot seat next year, if it looks like that, like you said, if it looks like they are tanking, yes. But if they're just flat out losing games, no. Because if you're trying and you're losing, I give you that. But if it looks like you're like, hey, Wemby, let's check out right quick. When you down 2 and you got 3 minutes left, 30 seconds left, and you know he can get the shot, kind of like what he did in the finals when he set Tim Duncan and he couldn't get that rebound, and next thing you know, Miami won, and then boom, history is what it is. Stuff like that is when you be like, yeah, bro, we gotta make a change. But this young Spurs team, they got pieces, like you said, Vassell, Jones, Wemby. I can't pronounce the other kid name, but he was a power forward. They had him playing like a point guard at times.
Do with the colorful hair, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, him. I got him on one of my fantasy teams. They got pieces to actually do their thing. So give them 1 more year, because they know what Wemby is now. And Pop is smart enough to be like, all right, this is the system we're gonna put in place. Boom. Because when you got a guy who wins championships like this, and he won with Tim Duncan, and he won with David Robinson and Manu Ginobili, who brought the Euro step. You know, things like that, you got to give them at least 1 more year. But again, we agree that if they look like they tanking, turn the seat up. It's hot.
Bro, they lost 18 games in a row at one point. How you lose 18 games in a row with Wemby? Like, Tomo, right?
I was about to say, I know how you can. Ain't that right, Carl?
28.
No, before you said with Wemby, I was like, we know how you can win 28 games, lose 28 games.
has Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. Anybody in the top 10 has ever lost 18 games in a row? No. Like that's bad. So that's my issue. Like, how? Wemby right now is probably top 15, Tomo. He's really good.
Man.
Yes. Tomo, Wemby is nice. And this is all raw material, raw talent. You see what he's doing lately? First of all, his last 8 games.
Players.
Last 8 games defensively. Shout out to David Dollars. Matter of fact, I posted this. Never mind. All right. Shout Wemby last 8 games. 10 blocks, 2 steals. 3 blocks, 1 steal. 5 blocks, 5 steals. 5 blocks, 5 steals. 5 blocks, 1 steal. 4 blocks, 2 steals. 5 blocks, 2 steals. 6 blocks, 1 steal. While averaging 25, 12, and 5, shooting 50, 40. What?
Thanks, RBO. I'm trying to think of 15 players right now. Top 15 right now?
I say it probably. So
Okay.
it's a top of the dome. All right, top of the dome. So now, if he's not top 15, it's only because he's not polished. But the man nice. The man nice. Like, he can literally go into the game and be the best player, like against any team. Right? If he's used correctly, that's how. And man, the dude different, dog. The dude different. That's all I gotta say. And he's not even a great jump shooter yet. So, and we talking about both ends of the floor. Don't forget that. Offensively and defensively, he's probably top 15, top 20. He really is. So, but nah, only on how I see that they're tanking. Huh?
Like, you got 15 players right there?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't ride about 15, but you know, he probably not top 15 because of his experience not there yet. But next year, for sure, he's gonna be top 15 for sure. I can book that. Shoot, might be top 5. Shout out to Paulo.
I think you found your next not so average top 5.
There it is.
Man. Now speaking of legends that they had on the hot seat, I think throughout this guy's entire career he was through the hot seat. You know, from the first day he stepped on the court and gave Jordan that little move. They took it away after that. They said you can't do that to the GOAT. What's wrong with you? I know they call you the answer, but we ain't asking you no questions. Don't do that. Don't do that. So we got to react, man. The 76ers say that Iverson's sculpture will be going up on their Legends Walk. Say it will be unveiled April 12th. You know, a little teary-eyed, man. You know, he will be the 10th installed on the Legend Walk as an honor to the 76ers' greatest player in the franchise's history. And reaction to it is, man, well deserved, man. I can't say too much about it, man. I sat up in here, had a random debate, one of the top 5 moments in R2L. Actually, I had to go back, but let me do this first. I had to go back and watch that debate because I was like, man, I'm going off all raw fan emotion that I had to remember what Joe was asking me. And Joe, I say it again. If I didn't say it on air, you were right. I do believe that Steph could have took that 76 team to the finals. However, because of how Iverson was and the impact that he had on just the culture in general in the NBA, this is well deserved. You're talking about 11-time All-Star, 4-time NBA scoring champ, 3-time NBA steal leader, and he won an MVP. This guy here, man, he carried the torch a little bit over. He was the bridge between Jordan and Kobe. Because we always talk about who was the face of the league. When Jordan left, they always gave it directly to Kobe. But there was a bridge in between that. And Iverson was that bridge. Mm-hmm. The kids, that's all they wanted to do. He sparked a whole generation of what? And one came from Iverson. I wouldn't say it was just him, but the way he was playing in the league, it sparked that idea. Because you still got your Rod Strickland's and Hardaways who was doing the crossovers, but it just wasn't like when Iverson came in the league. You know, you have video games. The only guy to be on 2K covers. Like, come on, man. There's just too much that you can say about him. With the playing style and just from him leaving, he even was on the Denver team that kind of looked like the 76ers. Shout out to Melo, J.R. Smith, and all them. Chauncey Billups. Like, there's just so much you can say about Iverson, but for the 76ers to be doing this, man, this is a moment. I still got some questions. I still got some answers upstairs in the closet. I might have to dust those off and throw them back on, but hey, man, I'm happy for him.
Let's get it. Yeah, man, well deserved. I agree with everything you said. Iverson, what? They say he's 6 foot, but he probably what, 5'10", 5'11". Iverson was small. All right. And look at the competition he went against in his career. We're talking about Kobe, 6'6", T-Mac, 6'8", Vince Sanity, 6'6", 6'7", Ray Allen, 6'6". Then the point guard is even bigger than him. J. Kidd bigger than him. Steve Francis, people forget about Steve Francis, was bigger than him. Tony Parker was bigger than him. I mean, the man, and he played in that era, and the man first team All NBA, MVP, 3-time scoring champion. I mean, at his size, and then the team he led to the finals. Now I'll give you this time. I was gonna tell you in the chat, but I'm gonna tell you now. Steph Curry, right? When he made his run, he didn't have nobody that challenged him at his level. And then when he had somebody to challenge him at his level, he didn't live up to it. And that was LeBron James in the 3-1 comeback. Also, Kevin Durant, when he challenged him, Klay Thompson dropped 40 points in game 6. And Steph followed his lead in that game 6. He closed the deal, but he followed his lead. I can't think of a time when somebody went toe-to-toe with him throughout a whole 4 or 7 game series. Vince Carter. I mean, you get 50 points. You get 50 points. You get 50 points. And obviously was the answer, you know? So he's a dog, man. He's a definition of a dog. He changed the culture of the NBA, right? Guys, he the reason why they got a dress code. Obviously, he shouldn't have done that because look how he do dressing right now, all right? You see NBA,
actually bring the dress code back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bring
it back.
Yeah, bring it back. You're right, man. Golly. But he paved the way. He gave guys like me and you hope that we could probably be in the NBA.
Especially me.
You know, so Iverson was the man. You know, I feel like he was everybody's favorite player. I don't think nobody disliked Allen Iverson. I don't think nobody, unless you was probably a Laker fan, you probably did. But Iverson was liked by everyone. So well-deserved, man. Well-deserved.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a walking Hall of Famer, man. We can go on and just talk about how Iverson helped change the game. But again, shout out to the 76ers for doing that one. And I like the fact that Kobe got his statue first, and now the 76ers are following up because I think these kids need to see these legends a little bit more. And that might help them understand how the game is going. Because the way, yes, sir, Bubba Chuck. I was almost a 76ers fan. I promise you I was. And then he got traded. But now I'm stuck with the Wizards. I should have just went to Philly.
He got traded. He ended up in Detroit. He should have became a Pistons fan.
Nah, I think that's why I like Melo a little bit because when he went to Denver, I ain't had league pass back then. But Melo is also another one of my favorite players too. So actually, the kids today, if you want to know who you need to pattern your game after a little bit, I know y'all all watch Steph, but y'all might need to watch a little bit of Melo highlights too because he can shoot the 3, give you the post up. Get rebounds. Like, come on, man. But we talking about.
And you talking about mid-range assassin?
Come on.
Iverson, bro.
Come on.
Mid-range assassin.
And one scared to go to the rim and actually. Come on, man. I ain't gonna say that.
He said his ribs were like bruised almost every game. Like he wore all these pads and all this stuff on his ribs. The man's a dog, man.
Like the other day, he was doing an interview with Shaq, and he was talking about how he went to the lane and Shaq had fouled him. And Shaq was trying to crack a joke. You know, he's like, you should have used Icy Hot. And Iverson was like, yeah, man, nah, you hurt me. And Shaq still trying to promote Icy Hot. I was like, he ain't get the joke. But then I thought about it, I was like, no, Iverson had PTSD. Joke, he still hurt from that.
He still hurt, facts. But yeah, man. And he did, you could tell, man, was skinny.
He sure didn't.
But
Just went out there and hoop. Practice.
He gave the 60. He gave the Lakers the only L, bro, in that playoff run. He stopped the undefeated playoff run.
Practice. How can I make my teammates better by going to practice? You telling me I'm gonna make him shoot better because I'm in practice? Not the game. Yeah. Practice.
See that's one knock on Larry Brown. His ego management I don't think was great.
No.
He's good with an underdog team though. He's a polar opposite of Phil Jackson. Polar opposite.
You're right.
So let's wrap this up, man. Great show. That's your boy. I knew you would like that topic. That's your boy, man. Allen Iverson. That's your boy.
Come on, man. And you gave my man some props though. Thank you, Joe, because I needed that day. It's like Vince.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Go to the art, guys. Go to YouTube. Allen Iverson versus Steph Curry. Refuse to lose sports. Tomo had an iconic moment. I will give you the timestamp. I'll give you that tomorrow, okay? Matter of fact,
Nah,
Jordan,
they need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, become a member and join the chat. All right. So, but great show, Tomo. That was a great show. Shout out to the whole network. Shout out to Lambo Anlo on the intro. Shout out to Ed Han, instrumental on the outro. Like I said, shout out to the whole network. Shout out to everybody in the chats, the R2L family. We will be doing R2L Day, June 15th. All right. Location is to be determined. Then you gotta confirm things and stuff like that nowadays. All right. So that's gonna be fun. Shout out to Dave. Sacramento, great win against the Timberwolves. We got the Bulls tonight. Let's handle business. Commanders, we got $100 million, man. I like what we doing. March 13 coming. Let's see what we gonna do with this money. And I'm hearing Drake May is a favorite to be the second draft pick in the draft. So listen, I'm cool. Whatever y'all do, I trust y'all. That's all I gotta say. Let's get it.
You said
hashtag talk about season like the bean.
Okay, man. You said March 13th. That's when it started going down.
Free agency.
Look, man. That's when the legal tampering begins. I'm gonna say to all the other teams in the NFL, man, have fun with it. You know, as far as Cowboy fans, you can actually play this in the background. It's gonna be a long off season. Coming out talking about we're going all in, and we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And then they wake up and say, well, we got to extend Dak before we can make any moves. Here we go with the media games again. They build us up just to let us down. So NFC East, have fun. And yesterday, Joe, I just want you to know I wasn't defending Dakota. I was defending my actual debate as far as experience. I can't defend them no more. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. There's 3 years in a row where you had a top defense and you didn't answer the bell. The first 5 years, I can fight for those. These last 3, you give me nothing.
Sad.
Let's get out of here. And shout out to everybody on the network, man. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Yeah, man. Dollars all in. That's what Jerry said. All in.
On buying a yacht. Let's get out of here, man.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. We'll see y'all in the chats, and we'll catch y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.